This is KPWE with This Week in BC Minor League Sports here on CJSF 90.1 FM. You can also find us online at www.cjsf.ca and on TELUS HD channel 7014. We're broadcasting from Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, British Columbia. Now, during this program today, we'll recap the first month of action from the BC Major Midget Hockey League, which began in late September. Now, obviously, in other sports news, the Major League Baseball playoffs have been pretty exciting, and I've been following the action there as well. The NHL season has started. There's also the NFL and NBA to talk about, but unfortunately, this is not the show for that. We don't cover professional sports leagues in this program. Instead, this is a show about amateur and minor league sports such as midget hockey or amateur baseball, as well as collegiate sports. So I'm going to give my opinions about pro sports at the pub with my buddies instead. And besides, if you're looking for news and updates about the professional sports leagues, you wouldn't be listening here on this station to me talking about it. So again, we're just going to be covering minor league sports or amateur sports, and we're going to spend this program today talking about the first month of action from the British Columbia Major Midget Hockey League. Now, this league is for players who are between the ages of 15 to 17, and there are 11 teams in the BC Major Midget Hockey League. And the teams are from the Lower Mainland as well as Victoria and the interior. So lots of talented young players who are going to school as well as playing hockey during the weekend as they try to impress scouts. And hopefully, their goal, of course, is to make it to the pros at some point in their future. So it's a good league, the BC Major Midget Hockey League, to get the coaching and the training that they get from the top-notch coaches in the league, and they try to advance and improve their game and hopefully move on to higher levels of junior hockey, and then who knows what's going to happen after that. Now, all the games are free to attend if you are in the area. For instance, in the Lower Mainland, there are games happening at Coquitlam in the Planet Ice Rink, and in Richmond as well at the Richmond Oval, and also in Burnaby at the Burnaby Winter Club. And so there are teams playing in those particular venues. There's also the Langley Event Center in Langley as well, where one of the teams play. That will be the Valley West Hawks. So lots of exciting midget hockey games to check out on the weekend if you are interested in amateur sports or watching exciting hockey action. So we're actually going to get started now with the recaps of some of the games from the first month of the season. The Okanagan Rockets are the defending BC Major Midget League champions, and they have only one player returning from last year's club because of the majority of the boys have moved on to junior hockey and other leagues. So it's quite a different team this year for the defending champions. Even their head coach has moved on as Mac O'Rourke, who guided the team last year behind the bench. He's moved on to a non-hockey related industry, and the team has now hired Simon Ferguson to lead the club. The Rockets actually opened their season on September 20th at home against the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, which is a club from Coquitlam. The Rockets won 5-3 on Saturday night on the 20th, and then beat Vancouver Northeast again 3-1 the following afternoon. So the Okanagan Rockets, even with almost all new players, were still back to their winning ways. They had a bye week the following weekend, and I had a chance to catch up with their general manager, David Michaud, in Richmond as he was checking out the league showcase weekend on September the 27th. We're with David Michaud, the general manager of the champion Okanagan Rockets. So perfect 2-0 start to the season for you guys. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it was a good weekend for us to get started, KP. Obviously, we had a lot of new faces in the lineup this year, and not quite the same team we had last year, a new coaching staff. And so we put in a lot of work this summer and through evaluation camp and training camp, and just happy to get rewarded with some early results. And I know from a confidence standpoint, it's certainly going to help our group as we get into the season here.
Now, David, you guys are off this weekend, but you're here at the Richmond Oval. What's going on? What are you doing here?
Wow, just checking out the other teams in the MML this year. Obviously, see what we're up against, and we have a big test coming up next weekend, and our historical rival, the Giants, I guess, coming up to Kelowna. So, opportunity to come down here, KP, and see what the league has to offer this year.
Awesome. And now, going back to your team, David, you mentioned a lot of new faces. So, who's returning from last year?
Well, we have only one returning face from last year, KP. It's Mark Craven on defense, who we instantly made our captain this year, and we're thrilled to be able to get Mark back. He had a long look with the Victoria Grizzlies in the BCHL, and ultimately was sent back to us for one more year. So we're thrilled to have him, and he's really going to help sort of stabilize our defense. And obviously, being a part of what we were able to accomplish last year, will be very good for the players in the room to sort of help guide them through the process.
Once again, it's great catching up with you, David. Good luck next weekend against the Giants.
Great. Thanks, KP.
So September 27th and 28th were the showcase weekend in the league, with 10 of the 11 teams in action at the Richmond Oval over 2 days. And as mentioned, the Okanagan Rockets had a bye week at that time, and there were a lot of scouts in attendance to check out all the teams that were playing, and just a good event that weekend for the BC Major Midget League. Again, they're actually not having an all-star game this year like last year. What they're doing this year instead is they're having 2 showcase weekends, both happening at the Richmond Oval. And the first one, again, happened on September 27th and 28th, and there's another one coming up in February. So a couple of showcase weekends, so to speak, for the league, for the players to get exposure with the scouts in attendance to check out their play. The Vancouver Northwest Giants, meanwhile, were the regular season champions last year, and they lost to Okanagan in the finals. They're off to another great start this year, and they knocked off the North Island Silvertips 5-2 and 3-0 on opening week. I caught up with Giants assistant coach Calvin Check prior to their game at the Richmond Oval in week number 2. We're with Calvin Check, an assistant coach with the Vancouver Northwest Giants. So Calvin, thanks for joining us today. We're here at the Richmond Oval for the showcase weekend. Your thoughts about the festivities here?
Yeah, well, it's a great opportunity for Junior A and Dub Scouts and college scouts in the States to come and get all the teams in one place at one time. Obviously the points count toward our standings. We play the same thing as normal weekend. We've got the Royals. We're technically the home team. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for the league to showcase itself to those leagues. That's where all our kids are trying to get to. And it's really beneficial to those players.
And Calvin, you guys are off to a 2-0 start. What are your thoughts about last weekend?
Yeah, well, we took 4 points from North Island in their rink, and they were tough games. The first game we got up early, but they're young. Their team's mostly 99s, and we had a lot of trouble early on with their speed. And once we calmed down and we figured out our positioning in our neutral zone, our goaltender the first day, Beck Worm, he played really solid when we needed him to while we figured things out. And then Sunday, I thought we really took it to them. We played exactly how we wanted to play on Sunday, and David Tendek was solid again when we needed him to be. So we improved as the weekend went along, and we feel pretty confident right now with the start that we've had.
So once again, a perfect 2-0 start for the Giants. You guys are playing the Royals this weekend, so good luck this weekend against South Island.
Thanks very much.
The Giants went on to defeat the South Island Royals 6-1 and 3-2 on that weekend to improve to 4-0 after 2 weeks. As Calvin Check indicated in the audio, both goaltenders, Beck Worm and David Tendek, were outstanding in net for the for the Giants, I should say, on opening weekend. Calvin Check, the assistant coach of the Giants, also mentioned about one of the teams having a lot of 99s. He was referring to the fact that that the team that they faced had a lot of players born in 1999, so they're 15-year-olds, younger players. So obviously, probably they had more stamina and more energy, toward the end of the game. But sometimes when you talk to these coaches, they're gonna throw out these numbers at you or throw out these buzzwords at you. For example, as you just heard there, a team having a bunch of 99s. That's what they're talking about, having a lot of players who are 15 years old and born in 1999. So that's what he was referring to. And now, as for that matchup between Okanagan and the Giants in week number 3, the one that Rockets GM David Misha was referring to earlier, the Giants actually won 4-1 and 3-1 to stun the Rockets at their own home rink, the Capital News Center in Kelowna. I don't think the Rockets lost a game last season at home. So 2 losses to the Northwest Giants, just to kind of start off the first couple of weeks of the season. So definitely not what the Rockets were looking for, but full credit to the Vancouver Northwest Giants as they came out and won those 2 games. And actually, here's some soundbite from the Northwest Giants TV as their broadcast team chatted with a few players following the 3-1 victory that completed the sweep of the Rockets.
It's your first taste of an Okanagan Northwest Giant rivalry. How'd it go for you personally here in game number 2?
Oh, it went really well, I think. All the boys were there to help us get the W, and I don't know, it's nice to get a feel of the rivalry and get ready for our next game against them.
You particularly made some key saves in that third period, especially on that 5-on-3, a long 5-on-3 to be exact. What was it about you just being able to see the puck tonight and pretty much stop everything that came your way?
Yeah, the boys are really good about clearing the traffic in front and letting me see the puck. And on the 5-on-3, they blocked so many shots for me there. I only had to save probably 3 or 4 on that 5-on-3.
Now, you came into this game off a huge win yesterday. There's sometimes that letdown with some teams going into a second game. What was it about your guys' start? It looked a little scrambly to start, but once things got going, you guys were able to pick things up and continue the win.
Yeah, after the bat, they're going really hard, so we just kind of brought it back to them. And we just have such a good third period every game, so we were able to get the win in the end.
Well, you guys are 6-0.
Yeah.
You going to keep on continuing this next week?
Yeah, definitely.
That was Back Warm, the one of the goaltenders of the Vancouver Northwest Giants, speaking with the reporter covering the Giants on Giants TV. Now, here is another interview that they put together after the 3-1 win over Okanagan that propelled them to a 6-0 start to the season. This is Carter Stevenson.
Defenseman Carter Stevenson after a huge weekend here in the Okanagan. Carter, just talk us through this weekend for you personally, being a part of this Rockets-Giants rivalry. How'd it go for you?
Well, first game, pretty nervous, but then got the nerves out late, probably second period, and then from there on through the weekend, just played a bit better, got involved in the rushes and stuff.
With a huge win yesterday, 4-1, there's sometimes downfall with teams going into game 2, but you guys pretty much picked up from where you left off yesterday. What was it about today that you guys just made sure that you wanted to come out hard?
Today we started a little bit scrambly, but then kind of got to our game plan. We got pucks deep, and we started battling in the corners, and I don't think we lost too many battles today. That was the big difference.
You guys faced a lot of adversity in that third period with a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes and 15 seconds pretty much. What was it about that penalty kill that you guys were able to get in shooting lanes, block everything? You guys had, I guess, the fortunate bounces off the crossbar, but you guys were able to come out, get some big blocks, and come up with the eventual 2 points.
Yeah, the penalty kill was huge. Kind of turned the game. They were coming at us hard, but then after the penalty kill, we started going back to the game plan and just started working again.
When you see your captain, Keegan Jones, get nailed into the end boards at the end there, but he gets right back up, there's a penalty on the play. What was it about him not retaliating, and maybe that you guys see it on the bench or out on the ice, and knowing that you guys don't need to retaliate in a game like that with late in the game?
Yeah, it just shows what we're all about. We'll take them getting a penalty. We'll take the power play. We'll capitalize.
That was defenseman Carter Stevenson speaking with Giants TV following the victory over Okanagan. So again, it sounded like I wasn't there because that game happened in Kelowna, and I didn't make the trip out there. But it sounded like obviously the Rockets had a chance to really tie the score late in the game with a huge 5-on-3 man advantage. But the Giants were able to shut them down and not give them anything in that 5-on-3 power play chance. And eventually the Giants hung on to win the game and to complete the sweep. Another interview that they did was with forward Austin McCain, and here's what he had to say following that victory.
Forward Austin McCain, after a huge weekend here in the Okanagan, and Austin, it was your first games back. How did you feel, I guess, coming off an injury?
It was good. Obviously, I was out for a little longer than I thought. Kind of dumb injury, but I was excited to get back, and great energy with the room. I mean, the guys accepted me right away, so it was easy to come back. Yeah, it was awesome.
Is it a little more exciting for you to come back into a game and a weekend where you're playing the team that eliminated you guys last year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, over the summer, I was training hard and everything. It all really led up to this weekend, and during the week prepared. The whole team did the same thing. Get the water, the hydration, all that. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, this was a one weekend to come back for, so it was really exciting. Yeah, I loved it.
Talk about this game in general. It was you guys a little scrambly in the start to first, both teams were, and then you guys got a huge goal from Wilson, and you guys never looked back after that. And just talk about this game in general and how you guys were able to not look back.
Yeah, it was for sure. It was more scrambly. I think yesterday it was more structured. We felt like we had the game more in our hands. I think the fact that we won yesterday kind of made them come out harder. So. Yeah, to counter that, we just tried our best, get all four lines firing, but with injuries and stuff, guys like Wilson, exactly stepped up. Cal had a nice big goal there at the end, so we just we need all four lines going for the next games, and I think that happened this weekend. It was good.
You guys faced a lot of adversity in that third period, a huge penalty kill, 5-on-3 to even mention. What was it about your guys' penalty killers and the motivation on the bench once you guys knew it was killed?
Yeah, I was in the box, so I didn't really know how it was on the bench, but last year I was a big part of the penalty kill, so I'm sure, those guys just love that. So they did a great job. I was literally praying in the box just for them to kill it off, and it was a great job. Kudos to them.
Cal's not known for his goal scoring, but he gets a pretty good shot away, and you guys know Cole Demers, and you've seen him play, and you look at that goal, it's something he would like to have back, but just talk about Cal and getting that huge goal late in that game, because you guys were on your heels just a little bit there.
Yeah, Cal, he did what he had to do to get the job done. I think that was payback. He had a few nice rushes during the game 1 and game 2 today again. He's great with the puck, and he's got a hard shot. I don't think our goalies could have even stopped that. That was a great shot by him.
So in the audio there with Austin McCain, he was talking about the fact that Callahan Brabner scored a goal late in the game to ice the victory for the Giants. I guess apparently Callahan not known as a goal scorer, but again, full marks to the Giants for completing the sweep against the Okanagan Rockets, and with that victory, they improved to 6-0. On the season, and actually the Giants again won last weekend, or they swept last weekend's games as well. So through 4 weeks, the Giants have a record of 8-0-0, so perfect 8 wins in 8 games. They beat the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds 5-4 and 3-1 last weekend. So again, 8 wins, no losses, no ties for the Vancouver Northwest Giants as they look again to finish atop the league standings this season. This is KPW, and you're listening to This Week in BC Major League Sports here on CJSF 90.1 FM. Now, moving on to some other teams in the league. Now, South Island had the misfortune of playing some very strong teams to begin the season, and as mentioned, the Royals lost twice to the Giants in week number 2. They also managed to split a pair of games against the Greater Vancouver Canadians in Richmond back on opening weekend on the 20th and 21st of September. Their opening game was a 6-4 loss to Greater Vancouver, and their head coach, Jeff Grimwood, was gracious enough to chat with me following that defeat.
You know what, I thought that we generated a lot of offense. I thought their goalie played well, and I thought we were just really sloppy in our own zone, and that was the difference.
Now, Coach Grimwood, again, this is a 6-4 loss for the South Island Royals to the Greater Vancouver Canadians. You guys had a lot of chances today to kind of pull this one off, but they got a lot of good bounces. What can you guys do to get the 2 points tomorrow to earn a split in the series?
Well, we got to tidy up our own zone. Like we turned over a lot of pucks. We were really sloppy, and I think that's the main thing. I thought we had chances to score. Like I said, their goalie played great. Credit to them. they worked hard, and every time we scored, they answered the bell. So, at the end of the day, we just got to be better and, a little more intense.
And Coach Grimwood, you guys are back next week at the same venue for the showcase weekend. So you guys won't be playing at home until the third week of the season. So how big is it to get the 2 points tomorrow?
Yeah, it's our playoff race starts today. Like there's no doubt about it, and we're really disappointed that coming out here with nothing. Our schedule doesn't get easier, it gets tougher. So obviously tomorrow's a game that if we can bounce back, it'd be important for us.
Some audio issue there. Apologize for that. But that was, again, South Island Royals head coach Jeff Grimwood speaking with me following their first game of the season. The good news for South Island was that they bounced back the following day to beat Greater Vancouver 7-4 to earn a split in that series. Now, it's still early in the season. We're 4 weeks in, and the Greater Vancouver Canadians have been one of the top teams in the league. I spoke with their head coach, Phil Alalouf, about their season at the start of the campaign. We're with Greater Vancouver Canadians head coach Phil Alalouf. Coach, thanks for joining us today. First day of the season, what are your thoughts?
Good thoughts. Got a great squad. Everybody's all excited to get going, and it's in our own barn at the Oval, so we're excited.
Now, how was your off season, if you had one?
This year wasn't a lot. We had a lot of spring stuff going on. Ran into summer with skills, and so we've been. It's a very long season that's about to start. So.
And you guys had obviously a good season last year. Now, how many players are returning from last year to this season's squad?
We've got six returners right now. Again, very excited. We've got obviously Shugru, our goaltender.
Right.
We have Wilkinson, Kyle Yu, Owen Seidel, Gary Dollywall, and that's it.
Right. And who is the captain this year? What can you tell us about it?
Well, we haven't announced it yet, but if you're not going to run this video until a couple of days, I guess I can let the cat out. It's going to be Ryan Wilkinson, one of our vets. He's very good in the dressing room, good off ice, good on ice, and so he'll lead this team well.
All right. Promise I won't publish this video until maybe next week. So thanks so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck against the South Island Royals, and good luck the rest of this season.
Perfect. Thank you.
As Coach Alalouf alluded to in the clip there, even though the season just started in September, they actually were very busy during the summer getting ready, with summer camp, getting the players in shape, and doing all kinds of things behind the scenes. So again, even though the season ended in March, at the beginning of March, and they had like a few months off before September when the game started. During those quote-unquote summer months, they're actually busy doing a lot of things behind the scenes to get ready for the upcoming season. So thanks again to Coach Alalouf for his insight into that. Meanwhile, the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs have struggled through the first few weeks, and they're a team that plays in the Planet Ice rink in Coquitlam. So definitely, if you have a chance to be out that way, you can check them out. But the Chiefs have struggled through the first few weeks, recording just one victory in the first 6 games. Here's a player profile of Chiefs winger Caleb Fantil from the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs media.
All right, we're here with Caleb Fantillo. He's a winger. You just named an alternate captain here for the Northeast Vancouver Chiefs. Throughout the season, we're going to be talking with some players, getting to know them a little bit off the ice. So why not start here with some of the captains? Caleb, we've got some 8 questions for you and then a bonus trivia question. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, what's your favorite subject in school?
Probably PE. That would be the easiest one for me.
Favorite game to play in PE?
PE, probably dodgeball.
That's a solid choice. If you won $1 million, what's the first thing you'd buy?
My parents' a car.
Oh, nice. All right, favorite TV show?
Big Bang Theory.
Can't say I respect that. Website you frequent the most?
Probably Twitter. Yeah, Twitter's the most.
Favorite food?
Lasagna. Yeah, my mom's lasagna for sure.
What is your dream vacation destination?
Bora Bora.
biggest pet peeve?
Oh. No idea.
We'll come back to it after the trivia question. What is the only letter that does not appear on the periodic table?
I have no idea.
You got a 1 in 26 shot.
Alright. Z? No, Z's on there, I think. X.
Incorrect. J is what we were looking for. J. 0 for 2 so far. The players have not known that. All right, we're going back to pet peeve.
Okay. When someone puts their fingernails down a chalkboard.
All right. That'll wrap it up. Thanks a lot, Caleb.
Thanks, guys.
Fantille actually had a big night with 2 goals on Saturday, October 11th, as the Chiefs knocked off the Kootenay Ice by a score of 7-3 for their second win of the season. And Zayn Kareem also notched a pair of goals for Vancouver Northeast that night. And I caught up with both of those players to get their take on what happened in that game.
Big 7-3 win tonight against the Kootenay Ice. Thoughts about the game tonight?
Boys played good. Solid victory tonight. We could do a little bit better, so that's what we're going to try to do tomorrow to beat them even bigger tomorrow.
Now, how big was the power play for you guys this evening?
It was good. It was finally nice to see the power play clicking in the way it did with 5 power play goals. It's nice for that to be clicking right now, to going into harder teams throughout the season. So, yeah, it's a good thing for the boys.
Now, Caleb, a big game for you as well. A couple of goals. What are the thoughts about your own play?
I thought I didn't play that well. I can do better. There's always room to improve in every single game. But yeah, just come out with tomorrow in our game tomorrow against them and just be even better than I was today.
Now, finally, just a couple of questions about yourself, Caleb. What do you do to stay in shape during the season in terms of training and stuff like that?
I have a personal trainer still that I go to 3 times a week, and I just stay in shape and keep my muscle that I gained through the off season. But yeah, that's the majority of what I do, and we have dry line with the team, and it's just go.
And last question, Caleb, who's your favorite NHL player and why?
Probably Joffrey Lupul. I model my game around him the most, so that's probably why.
All right, thanks so much, Caleb, and once again, congratulations on the big 7-3 victory tonight. We're with Zayn Kareem of the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs. A big 7-3 win today against the Kootenay Ice. Thoughts about the game?
I thought we worked hard out there. 5-on-5 didn't really go our way, but we were solid in the power play, and we took the win.
And definitely the power play was a big part of the game, and your performance as well in the first period. Thoughts about your own performance tonight?
I thought I played pretty good. I got 2 goals in the first period, so that's good for me. I think I just kind of slowed down in the second and third, but that can pick up tomorrow.
And now how big is this victory tonight here against Kootenay?
Well, we were kind of lacking in our first 6 games of the season, so it was a big win for us. We got to get the 2 points tomorrow too, though.
Definitely, and again, congratulations on the big victory tonight and also a big performance. Good luck tomorrow, and hopefully you guys will complete the sweep.
Thank you very much.
That's actually all the action from the first 4 weeks of play in the BC Major Midget League. For the latest standings and information, please go to their website at bcmml.net. That's bcmml.net. And actually, that's all the time we have for today's show. So thanks for tuning in. My name is KP Wee, and you've been listening to This Week in BC Minor League Sports here on CJSF 90.1 FM, and we'll talk to you again next time.